Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Idiots in a Movie Podcast, episode 20. I'm your host, Chris, and here with me always is my co-host, Matt.
What's up, everyone? Today's episode, we're reviewing Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah, the sixth movie in the Terminator franchise.
Now, Christopher, before I get into this movie, you want to tell the great audience what's the story?
Okay, the story is essentially a Terminator, I think it's a Rev 9, gets sent back to the past to kill a girl named Danny. And,
that's her name?
Huh?
That's her name? Danny?
Yeah, Danny, D-A-N-I.
Oh.
You obviously didn't pay attention. But a enhanced cybertronic or cybernetic or hybrid enhanced cyborg human named Grace also gets sent back to the past to protect Danny. And basically the whole movie is a cat and mouse game between the Rev 9 trying to kill Danny and Grace trying to protect her.
It's pretty much just Terminator 1 and 2 mashed together.
Well, I wouldn't know that because I haven't seen many of the Terminator movies.
Yeah,
I went into this one completely blind.
This is pretty much a greatest hits. There's a lot that folds over from those two movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I probably really like them movies because I like this one.
It's alright.
All right.
This is the third best Terminator movie,
and it's just all right.
But it is nowhere near Terminator Judgement Day or the first Terminator for me.
Well, then the other three must be really bad.
They're garbage.
All right.
You want to know something fun?
What?
About Terminator franchise?
What?
There's a failed trilogy of movies in this.
Really?
Yeah. Terminator Salvation was supposed to be the beginning of a trilogy. Terminator Genesis was supposed to be a beginning of a trilogy, and this was supposed to be a starter of a trilogy.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that this might turn into a trilogy, but no one went to go see it, so it's not going to happen.
There's a trilogy of failed trilogies of Terminator movies. I just like to think about that.
It's a very interesting little movie trivia for us there. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
A trilogy of failed trilogies. I think Terminator can hold the distinction of being one of the only franchises that has a trilogy of failed trilogy movies.
It's probably the worst franchise.
Alright, so let's get into some of the characters. What did you think of Danny, the character the story mostly revolves around?
She's fine.
Yeah.
But I liked her and all. Yeah, she's good. Sarah Connor 2.0. That's what I'm going to call her.
Yeah.
She's good. I like her. I believe her as the role she
plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I think her actress did a very good job of portraying the role that she needed to portray.
Yeah.
So overall, I think her character was nice and good, and her protector Grace, the hybrid enhanced cyborg human,
who's played by Mackenzie Davis, who I really like. She's a really good actress.
Yeah. I thought she did a good job too in this role.
I hated her.
You hated her?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I can't get into details, but she's just the a-hole to everyone.
Yeah.
And one hand, I understand why she's a-hole, but she's still an a-hole to other people when she shouldn't.
When she doesn't need to be necessarily. Yeah. I see where you come from.
I can't really get into more details here.
Okay, I think we can get into this because this really ain't a spoiler. But Sarah Connor and Arnie's
Arnold's back.
Arnie's
back.
They're both back. So, what do you think about both their characters?
Lindy Hamilton, who plays Sarah Connor, and Arnold are the best thing about this movie.
Really? Yeah, I really liked Sarah's character. And then Arnie's character is unintentionally funny at points in the movie.
They try to do the same thing with his character in Terminator Genesis. He's supposed to be like the comedic relief. It does not work in that movie, but
Really?
it works in this movie.
Yeah, it worked really good in this movie. I liked some of his one-liners and some of the things he says that are meant to be unintentionally funny, but funny at the same time. I like them. It's good stuff. So, like, if you hadn't seen a Terminator movie, this movie's a little confusing.
Yeah,
at least at the beginning.
It can get confusing if you haven't seen, especially if you haven't seen the second one.
If you go into this with no clue about any of the Terminators, you're gonna be really confused.
Because this is supposed to be a direct sequel to Terminator Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a reboot to the Terminator franchise too, in a way.
It didn't work.
No.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else to say?
This is our second week reviewing a director Tim Miller movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
That's a little. We didn't mean to do that.
No.
It just kind of happened.
It's just how it ended up.
If people don't know, he directed Deadpool too.
Yeah.
And we reviewed that movie, so you should go listen to that one too.
Yeah. What's today? As we're recording this, the Deadpool podcast should be released today.
Go listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to it. So, Matt, you got anything else non-spoilery to talk about? I know you're itching to get into the spoilers.
No, I don't think so. I think everything else.
There's one thing for me.
Whatever.
The effects, like how the Terminators looked, stuff like that.
Good in this.
Oh, they were pretty good too. There was only one effect that I didn't like. I think it was in like when we get to see Grace's, when she like passed out and we get to see her future. There's like one blood splatter that don't look good, but then the neck, because you can tell it's really fake. Yeah, that was the only thing. But for the most part, after that, we get pretty good effects besides that one little thing. But I think the effects were good in this movie.
Yeah.
I like
look good.
Yeah, I like the design of the Terminators.
Yeah, especially Rev 9. I have issues with that type of Terminator, but the effects of it still looks good.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you ain't got anything else that's non-spoiler, Matt, we can get into some spoiler territory. If you haven't seen this movie and you want to go see it, you should go see it before you listen to the spoilers. Matt, would you suggest them to go watch this movie?
Just go watch Terminator Judgment Day. That's what I'm going to do after this.
Go watch Terminator Judgment Day instead? Alright, well, if you haven't seen this movie and you want to, go watch it. If you don't really care, keep listening. But from here on out will be spoilers. You have been warned. So, Matt, I'll let you get into it since you're the fan of the franchise.
I'm never ready when you say that, and you always say it. You want to go? So while I get my thoughts together?
Sure, I guess I can go.
Okay, I can.
Yeah, you
I
go.
can go. I'm go on a good note.
All right.
I like that they brought back the original John Connor for 20 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, that was very
Yeah.
Let's just start with the opening, because I liked how they did that.
Yeah, the effects for that look decent.
Yeah, the effects for young Arnie and
young Arnie, young Sarah Connor, young
John Connor, it's good enough for me. You didn't see him for that long, so they don't need to be perfect, but they were good enough.
Yeah, they were fine.
And I like that opening. Sets up.
Sets up. Oh shit! John Connor, who's supposed to be the savior of the world, is dead now. What's gonna happen?
See, okay, well, let's get into some time travel stuff that confuses me, because that just sparked something for me. So, if they stop Skynet from being, I've never seen any other movies, so they stop Skynet from being created or whatever. Yeah, they prevent the future that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, and in Terminator Judgment Day, they destroy all the information, there's like a hand and a microchip left from the first movie. They destroyed all that. The Terminator from that movie sacrificed himself so they can never recreate him So it's like that future can never happen.
Okay. So that means John Connor don't have to grow up to save the world because the future has already been prevented because they prevent the technology from being created. Am I correct in thinking that?
That was the... Yeah.
After Terminator 2.
Yeah.
So then this movie you say is a direct sequel, so it's just them living their normal life.
Well, they can't really live a normal life because...
They sent multiple Terminators throughout time to hunt John, right?
They can't live a normal life because they're fugitives.
Yeah. In 50 states.
Yeah. But I think the implication is they just shot a lot of Terminators throughout time to find him.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And the one at the beginning of this movie caught up to him.
You caught up to him.
But my problem with that is if they destroyed the information or if they destroyed the stuff, time travel always gets a little confusing.
Yeah,
if they destroy the stuff that creates the Terminators, then how are the Terminators still existing in time?
Who was it? Mackenzie David's character.
Yeah.
She explained as because Skynet was a military web.
Mm-hmm.
And it went rogue. And it shot nuclear weapons all over the world and killed most people, and then Terminators killed the rest of the world. Yeah. And this, they said, is basically a different military satellites that went rogue.
All right, I'm still just confused of how Arnie's Terminator can still exist if they've already destroyed the stuff that
because he already went back in time.
All right, I'll accept that explanation.
Yeah,
even though it still kind of don't make sense to me. I don't know. Time travel, it gets confusing.
Yeah,
in movies,
especially this franchise, but the time travel does not make any sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my little spiel about the time travel in Terminator.
I got a question.
Yeah.
How the hell did Danny start the human revolution against the machines? We see her save Grace Mackenzie Davis as a teenager, and essentially it's a couple humans. It looks like a couple humans who's just living as rats, trying not to get killed by Terminators. And then later on we see them. They're like this military. They have laser guns,
militia and stuff.
Yeah, they have laser guns. They have fucking hover flying vehicles. Like how
does
did
she
they get
become
to
the
those
savior of?
How did they get all that gear and stuff under the Terminator's nose?
I don't know. I think we're just supposed to not think too much about it.
If this was a good movie, I wouldn't think about it, but because this is a bad movie, I think about this kind of things. Also, Mackenzie Davis, Danny asks Mackenzie Davis, how do we kill one of these things? And Grace goes, we can't, we just run from them. Then how did the humans ever win a battle with them? We see them. We see the Terminators.
The same model? Is it the same model?
It looked like it.
I'm not. That's the only explanation I could have with that. Is maybe the humans won a couple battles against the model before this, or 2 models before this, and then they finally, what I think it's Legion instead of Skynet in this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
I think maybe Legion invented this new model, the Rev 9. So maybe the Rev 7 or Rev 8 was, the models that they were able to fight. But now this new model, I don't know. That's the only
we
reason
also
I'm
see
thinking.
In the future, there's a quick battle with number 1 from Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
And the fucking Terminators are wrecking shit.
Yeah, they're destroying them.
It's not even a fight.
No, it's a slaughter.
Yeah. So I'm like, how?
How? I don't know, man. That's a plot hole that I didn't even think of.
How did they get the laser guns? How did they get the flying?
Well,
vehicles?
Eventually their plan to destroy the Rev 9 was to use EMP. So maybe that's how they were fighting the Terminators before.
How do they get the hands on an EMP?
I don't know.
You think the Terminators? Oh, this is our biggest threat. EMP.
I mean,
Let's
also
lock this shit up.
Also, the cyborg enhancements that are put into Grace,
How
the power source they use for that is also something that can be used to kill a Terminator, because that's what Danny uses in the end. Yeah, that was a little convenient.
Also, how did they do that? How
What,
did
her cyber?
How did they make her half cyborg, half whatever?
Human?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How does that work? I'm fascinated by that. I want to see that surgery happen in real time.
I don't know. There's a...
Also, how did the humans in the future know the exact coordinates for Arnie, where he would be at in
who's not even from that future?
Yeah. How did they know that?
I don't know. You just opened a lot of questions that I didn't even think of.
Right?
I think I watched this movie from like 11:30 to 1:30, so I kind of just turned my brain off when I was watching this movie. I don't know, Matt. There's a lot of questions that go unanswered in this movie. Maybe they're supposed to answer it in Dark Fate too.
And because it's revealed that Arnie is sending Sarah Connor locations to where the Terminators are coming through time. How does he know that?
He said there was like one little just like line in there that was an explanation of why.
But how? How does he know when they'll come? He knew.
He said there was like a ripple in time or whatever that he could feel. I don't know if you felt it.
But he knew when Mackenzie Davis and the other Terminator from not his timeline.
When the Rev 9 came?
Yeah, came through time. So how did he know when they would be there?
I have no clue, Matt. I don't have all the answers. But they have a lot of questions in this movie that don't get answered.
Yeah, when you think about it.
They just assume that the audience are gonna suspend their disbelief or whatever.
And like I said, if this is a better movie, I would. But since it's not, I think about these things.
Yeah, the little nitpicky things. I have no clue. I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions. So, we've been griping on this movie for the past 10 minutes-ish. What is your favorite part of the movie? Let's get into that. I know my favorite part. My favorite part...
I'll give you my favorite character.
My favorite character is Sarah Connor.
Yeah, Sarah Connor, she's
I like
badass,
her. I like her introduction.
Oh yeah, her introduction
on the bridge.
is
that
great.
Was so good.
I guess Tim Miller just likes to do highway scenes, or action scenes on a highway.
That highway scene on the bridge, it was great. It was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. What about you, Matt? Who's your favorite character in this movie?
Carl.
Yeah. Carl the Terminator.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
I love the idea that, you know, when he got done with this mission, he just had nothing else to do, and he's just stumbled upon
this family who needed
something.
Needed
help, and he grew a conscience. And you see that, you believe it because you see it in Judgment Day. Terminator does the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you haven't seen that, so you wouldn't.
Okay, I'll just shake my head and say yeah.
I like the line when Sarah Connor shoots him 3 times in the chest, and he just goes, "This is gonna be very hard to explain to
my wife." Yeah.
And he's like deadpan, no emotion. This is gonna be very hard to explain to my wife.
And then when they're asking him, how does she not know? Don't you weigh like 400 pounds? And he's like, our relationship isn't physical. And then he lists off everything that he is. He says, I'm a good listener, and I'm also extremely funny. I thought that was hilarious. He says everything with a straight face.
Yeah. And when they're waiting on the military dude to give him the EMP, and he's telling them the story of how the dude wanted Jates for his daughter's wedding.
But
like, don't do that.
Don't do solid colors. It has to be butterflies or polka dots.
Yeah. And everyone has to clearly like, oh God, please shut up.
Danny's the only one. She's like, yeah. Sarah's like, will you please shut the fuck up?
Shut the hell up
before I kill you.
Yeah, I want to kill you anyways because you killed my son.
Yeah. But I thought that was a very interesting dynamic between Carl and Sarah that she had to learn to work with the person who killed her son.
Well, learn to forgive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not She learn revenge ain't always the answer.
Yeah.
I always think that's a good message in movies. Revenge is not always the answer.
Also, who the hell was that military guy?
I don't know. Is he not in any of the other?
I thought it was gonna be revealed that he was Miles Dyson's son.
Yeah.
Miles Dyson is the dude that created Skynet in Judgment Day.
And
and he teams up with Sarah Connor and John Connor and blows up Skynet. Because he realizes what it's going to become, so he destroys it, and he dies.
Oh.
But he has a son, so I figured, this might be his son. Be a nice little callback
to Terminator 2.
Yeah, but it's just never explained. And
someone that from Sarah's past that we're just supposed to believe,
and
she knew.
And they never give him a name, or they never say his name.
I think he should. He's a military man, so he should have his name.
I was looking because I was see if they had major.
Yeah, someone's last name from the franchise that you've seen before, but
it's just some rando.
Who knows? Oh, something about, I know you don't like this character, but something about Grace's character that I like is that, unlike the Terminator, she can't just go all out.
Yeah.
And, whenever she wants. The Terminator is a relentless killing machine, but Grace needs her medicine or whatever. She can only go for short bursts.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought that was very good.
Yeah,
it was good to kind of put Danny's character in difficult situations, like when they had to rob the pharmacy.
Yeah,
and Danny was trying to drag her body out the door.
Yeah, but she's 700 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, that was a very interesting thing to do for Grace's character.
What do you think about the new Terminator? What is he?
Rev 9. It was fine with me, huh?
He's Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, he's fine with me.
It's essentially the same Terminator as Rise of the Machines, but the one in Rise of the Machines can't split off.
Yeah,
that's the only new
I was
thing.
wondering. I thought it was very different from how he could just split off. I didn't think Terminators could do that.
Yeah, that's new.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Brand spanking new.
All right. Well, I mean, I thought it was interesting. I know you said you didn't really like the Rev 9 or whatever. You said you had issues with the model. What's your issues?
I didn't have issues with Rev 9.
Which issue? Which one did you have? I thought you said you had some.
I had issues with Mackenzie.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not Grace.
Yeah, Grace. All right. One of my gripes with the movie is I felt like it was too long. It might have just been because where I was watching it so late, but there were several points while watching this movie when I checked to see how much longer was left in the movie because I was like, I feel like this movie could have ended already.
I think the ending fight might have been too long.
Yeah, it might have been drug out a little bit. Because, I mean, it starts at the when they meet up to get the EMP, and then he starts chasing them. He chases them into a military base. They get into a plane. They crash the plane.
No, there's like a 2-minute break.
Yeah,
then he crashes the plane.
Then they crash the plane, and they're fighting on a dam, and then they eventually have their final fight inside the dam.
Yeah.
And just saying that right now makes it sound like it was way too long for its own good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I didn't get why they took the plane in the first place. I mean, I know it was to get away from the military, and he was also flying a chopper or whatever. But they could have made the military base where they had their final stand. I felt like maybe that way you cut off all the stuff that happens at the dam.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know what they could have done, but the ending series was way too long.
Yeah, way too long.
But yeah, that's my biggest gripe with the movie. And time traveling junk is confusing.
Time travel is very confusing.
Yeah. All right. You got any trivia for us, Matt? Besides what you told us earlier about the trilogy of failed trilogy starting movies?
Yeah, that was my trivia for the week.
All right. You got anything else you want to talk about? Terminator Dark Fate?
No.
No.
I'm just going to hold my tongue.
Well, Matt, give us your final thoughts and a rating out of 10.
This is the last nail in the coffin for the Terminator franchise.
Give it a couple decades.
This is it. Everyone's too old, and they're not gonna, unless they're gonna completely reboot it.
I feel like they'll reboot it eventually,
but
it'll be a while though.
It's disappointing because Terminator Judgement Day is one of my favorite action movies, and just see the franchise go downhill
like it
after
has.
That. It's sad in a way.
Yeah,
I think Salvation had the good idea of just showing the world. Just forget the time travel and just show the world between humans and machines. But it was executed so poorly that we're never going to see that part again.
Yeah,
it was just left with its stuff. It was crap. Give this a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. All right. Well, I haven't seen any other Terminator movies, really, so I don't have anything else to compare this with. So this rating might change after I go watch the rest of them. But I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. My biggest problems with this movie is the time travel junk is confusing. If you've never seen a Terminator movie before this, you're going to be really confused. And I checked to see if this movie was going to be over soon, twice while watching this movie. So it is obviously too long, because I don't do that often when watching a movie, but I did it with this. So 6 out of 10 for Terminator Dark Fate from me. You got anything else you want to say before we sign off, Matt?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed listening to me and Matt discuss Terminator Dark Fate. We put out new episodes every Sunday and Wednesday. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll see you next time when we talk about Zodiac.